Welcome back to the virtual court where you are the judge. This is part 5 of Exposing CPS, a former worker's personal nightmare. The program begins. The judge accepted our appeal. My son was released from Cheltenham, but our problems were just beginning. We started the Baltimore County CPS Treatment Program, or Baltimore County's Juvenile Sex Offenders Program. Parents had to attend with their children. The group included boys from age 6 to 17 years old. Red flags immediately began to spring up because I didn't understand why they would mix teenagers with young children. In our first meeting, a little boy about my son's age was crying about loving Rose. He cried so profusely that I whispered to the parent next to me and asked her who was Rose. The shocking answer was, the family dog. Well, I almost fell off my chair. Horrified, I tried to leave, arguing against exposing my child to such X-rated material. My son will be forced to listen to stories about sodomy and rape. It was like letting your 11-year-old child, watch triple X-rated movies. It didn't matter how much I complained. They were like, this is the nature of the beast. What? We were given an ultimatum. Participate or my son goes back to Cheltenham for a year. My son cried so hard about he did not want to go back to Cheltenham. So back to the program we went. We had been sentenced to 3 months. And I just said, we'll just try to get through this 3 months. But 3 months turned into 3 years. We couldn't get out of the program. I even brought my son earplugs so that he wouldn't have to listen, and I would talk to him regularly. But how do you talk to an 11-year-old about rape and sodomy? Some of these kids did things that I would never think of to do as an adult. I'm not saying that a program like this is not needed, because obviously if you are you're in love with Rose, then you need some kind of therapy, but I don't think it needs to be group therapy. It's too much for young children to listen to people being exposed to rape and sodomy over and over and over again. We listened to it for 3 years. How can they expect a child to handle all this kind of trauma? I mean, who created this program? The program also believed that abuse happens in families, which is true. So often parents would disclose their abuse too. Is it me, or should we be talking about these kinds of issues with 6-year-olds? Some programs take children as young as 4. What in the world could a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old do that would cause them to be in an offenders program? Adults need to stop projecting on children. Who the hell approved this program anyway? Is this some kind of experiment? If you try to find this program in your neighborhood, it will be hard because CPS hides it. They say for the privacy of participants. But if the world knew, would they approve of such a program? Will you approve of such a program for your young child? As a new social worker, it took me years to understand how harmful this program was and what we need to do about programs like these. I say shut them down. So how do we finally escape this program? Follow for part 6 to find out.
I need to seek counsel in my chambers immediately.
Children playing, running free, innocent as they can be. But in America, we can't see when they're just exploring homosexually. So pull the rubber band and make sure it stings, as innocence is tarnished by a system's deadly ring. Here is part of the problem, categorizing all juveniles as perpetrators, rated as sex offenders, children as young as 4, made to think that they are perverts, evicted from their homes, banned from their neighborhoods. It's a legal snare for innocent exploitation. So pull the rug up.
I think we could all use a break. We will adjourn for a 10-minute recess.
Street justice through a virtual window. Street justice, yeah, I'm letting it show. Street justice, 17 tracks to go.